Seated under the moonlight was a warrior and his son, having an educating chat about fear and the effect it posed to man. In the midst of the chat, the young boy asked his father this question: "What happens when I let fear dictate my actions?" Intelligent question, his father responded, saying further, "When you let fear to dictate your actions, it can lead to a state of hypervigilance, causing your body response to be triggered to either fight, flight, or freeze, dictating your weakness or strength." The boy thought for some seconds and asked, "Since fear doesn't only dictate, but impose more weakness to most people, how can one then transform this perceived weakness into a source of strength and resilience?" You can transform it into a source of strength and resilience by learning rightly to acknowledge it and reframe your mindset. By so doing, you are gradually turning fear into courage, making it your powerful weapon. The dad replied, "Acknowledgement of fear and how you reframe your mindset determine what becomes of your future tomorrow. Your attitude towards these two qualities will tell if fear can make out something from you, or if you can make out something from fear. Allowing fear to make out something from you shows how dominated you are by it, which is a sign of great weakness. However, making out something from fear can only reveal strengths and dominance over it. Fear comes with great powers which can either make or destroy you. It is a mighty tool used to control only the weak and anxious, but when turned into courage can guarantee greater success. Oftentimes, people only focus on the negative thoughts of fear. As a result, it's paralyzed their emotions, causing several mental and physical health issues, and weakened decision-making. Ralph Waldo Emerson would say, "Fear defeats more people than any other one thing in the world." Why? Because of the mindset we strongly attach to it. Harnessing fear strategically, become a powerful psychological weapon, offering a visible superiority in various situations. It reveals vital abilities, triggering heightened awareness and sharpening focus, which can enhance decision-making under pressure. Fear can also be projected onto others, creating a psychological edge by destabilizing opponents. When others perceive you as fearless or in control of fear, it establishes dominance and authority, often leading them to second-guess their actions or concede power. It motivates actions, pushing you to prepare more thoroughly, anticipate challenges, and overcome obstacles with greater determination. Understanding clearly the great powers in fear, you can manipulate perceptions and instill fear in others so as to influence their behavior without direct confrontation. However, the true power of fear lies in mastering it, both within oneself and in relation to others. This involves developing emotional regulation skills, such as mindfulness, cognitive reframing, and stress management. In mastering fear internally, channel it into resilience rather than allowing it to paralyze you. By understanding and leveraging on fear, you can transform it from a vulnerability into a tool for psychological advantage, using it to navigate challenges, assert influence, and achieve strategic goals. Throughout history, great men from every continent have transformed their fears into a powerful weapon of ideas, driving progress and inspiring generations, using their struggles and vulnerabilities as catalysts for innovation, leadership, and change. Nelson Mandela, from South Africa, faced the fear of oppression and racial injustice under apartheid. Instead of succumbing to fear, he channeled it into a relentless pursuit of equality and freedom. His 27 years in prison could have broken him, but he used that time to refine his vision for a united, democratic South Africa. Mandela's fear of perpetual inequality became a weapon of reconciliation and hope, leading to the end of apartheid and his election as the nation's first black president. Mahatma Gandhi, from India, confronted the fear of colonial domination and violence. Rather than responding with hatred, he turned his fear into the idea of non-violent resistance. Gandhi's philosophy of satyagraha, truth force, empowered millions to peacefully oppose British rule. His fear of losing India's cultural and political identity became a weapon of unity and independence, inspiring global movements for civil rights and freedom. Winston Churchill, from the United Kingdom, faced the fear of Nazi domination during World War II. His dread of a fascist Europe fueled his resolve to rally the British people with stirring speeches and unwavering leadership. Churchill transformed his fear into the idea of resilience, famously declaring, "We shall never surrender." His courage in the face of adversity became a weapon of inspiration, uniting a nation to withstand the Blitz and ultimately achieve victory. Martin Luther King Jr., from the United States, grappled with the fear of racial violence and systemic injustice. He channeled this fear into the idea of nonviolent protest and civil disobedience. King's "I Have a Dream" speech and his leadership in the civil rights movement turned the fear of oppression into a weapon of hope and equality, paving the way for landmark legislation like the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Simon Bolívar, from Venezuela, feared the lasting grip of Spanish colonialism on Latin America. His dread of perpetual subjugation fueled his vision of a free and united continent. Bolívar turned his fear into the idea of revolutionary liberation, leading military campaigns that freed 6 nations from Spanish rule. His fear of fragmentation became a weapon of unity, earning him the titles El Libertador. Eddie Mabwa, from Australia's Torres Strait Islands, feared the erasure of indigenous land rights and cultural identity. His fear became a weapon of justice when he challenged the legal doctrine of terra nullius, land belonging to no one. Mabwa's landmark court case recognized indigenous land ownership, transforming his fear into the idea of legal and cultural restitution for Australia's First Nations people. Sir Ernest Shackleton, though not native to Antarctica, faced the ultimate fear of isolation and death during his ill-fated expedition. His fear of failure and loss of life became a weapon of leadership and ingenuity. Shackleton's ability to keep his crew united and hopeful in the face of extreme adversity turned fear into a legacy of survival and human endurance. Fear drives personal growth, enhances performance, and fosters resilience when understood and harnessed effectively as a formidable weapon of advantage. It can be used to influence, control, and manipulate, providing a psychological edge in competitive and interpersonal dynamics. Moreover, fear serves as a strategic tool for anticipating risks and creating urgency. However, its power lies in mastery both of one's own fears and the fears of others. Ultimately, fear is not merely an obstacle to overcome but a force to be wielded with intention and skill. Please subscribe, share, and like as we inspire you with the ability to keep going, despite challenges.